this season on The Bachelorette. People have been quick to Christian shame Hannah B, but why? And do they even have a reason? Now, let me introduce Hannah, also known as Alabama Hannah, if you didn't know, our lead this season. She's a country girl who is unapologetically herself. Her quirky personality and bubbliness is so contagious, but you'd be surprised to know Hannah is super grounded in her faith. Hannah opened up about her Christian faith from night one. ABC even shared Hannah going off to the side privately and praying that God would show her how worthy she is, and asking him to give her the right words to say to these men. We haven't seen this before in Bachelor Nation. It was shocking for the viewers at home. Honestly, I would think most Christians are against The Bachelor, being that they date 30 people on the show. I still watch it, and don't tell my pastor. But anyway, that's why I thought it was so shocking seeing a Christian lead. As much as I love Hannah, we already know she's a beast. Can we just talk about the show? So, let me give you a quick rundown. The Bachelorette is a reality TV dating show which revolves around Hannah, who dates 30 men during the course of the season. Hannah eliminates candidates week by week, and she bases her elimination on her feelings driven by impressions made on dates during the week. The participants of the show travel and go on adventures and have time to build stronger bonds with Hannah. And for the season finale, 2 guys are left and 1 proposes. Hannah Brown expresses her beliefs of what it's like being a Christian feminist in the 21st century on The Bachelor through her encounters with participants such as Luke, and even in her appearances after the final rose. She has to go as far as explaining herself for only being who she is and embracing her femininity while being a follower of Christ. Now would probably be a good time to introduce you to Johnny Bravo. Oh wait, I mean Luke Parker. Luke P. is a Christian boy. A sweet, sweet Christian boy from Georgia. He prides himself on being able to get along with anyone and getting attention from all the ladies.
And when I was in college,
Luke
a lot
P.,
of
a
the girls around me
narcissist?
thought so too.
What?
And
No, I'll let you decide
took
that.
advantage of that.
Commencing eye roll.
Luke mentions to Hannah that he has had an obsession with sex in the past, drinking and smoking. However, Luke had an amazing story to tell Hannah. His religious awakening in college while showering. I'll let him tell it for himself.
Here's where the story gets good. I'm getting in the shower and I just remember feeling this heavy weight on me. And I just remember bawling my eyes out. But I remember feeling a voice telling me, Luke, let go. I remember looking at the ceiling and I remember I could see a glimpse of heaven.
Basically, he is a born-again virgin and is committed to saving himself for marriage. I understand people are allowed to openly express their religion in any way they'd like, but Luke uses his dominance as a way to shame Hannah throughout the whole show. Big macho man also thinks he has control over the whole house, and is superior to the other men. Funny when he's only 5'7". After Hannah went on a naked bungee jumping date with Garrett, Luke melted down.
You disgust me. That's fantastic.
You make me want to gag.
You're reaching for branches.
I am never, and I'm not ever going to reach for anything. I've been nothing but truthful with Hannah. And you are not gonna mess it up. You know what this is right here? This is a pile of baloney. Look at that. That's what you've been saying to me?
After this fiasco, he told Hannah that she shouldn't show anyone her naked body but her husband. Although Luke claimed that he didn't try to seem controlling, he essentially was telling Hannah what not to do with her body.
I was thinking of you holding him bare skin, and I'm just thinking in my mind, it really pissed me off.
I had a choice what I wanted to do.
But still, at the same time, I'm looking for you to meet my family soon, and I felt like it was a slap in the face.
Hannah immediately stood up for herself. She owned her own body. She made it pretty damn clear through this scene that she does not belong to Luke or anyone else for that matter. But this isn't the end of all the Luke drama. Luke continues to argue with Hannah over her sexual exploits with the other men on the show. He continues to say that he didn't expect her to react the way she did after he judged her completely for her own actions. He tries to take back everything that he's said, but honestly, he only cares about himself and projecting his idea of a perfect Christian woman on Hannah. Hannah strikes back and does not let Luke walk all over her because she's been letting that happen for too long.
Don't own my body. You don't own me. It's my body.
I don't really want to see or know anything that you do with the other guys, because I don't even, like, even if I do, I'm like, it's like staying in your own lane. It's like I'm in a hallway. I don't want to be able to see through that wall, you know what I mean? I'm trying to focus on you and what we have. I am never going to control you. I will never tell you what you can and can't do with your body. But let me get into things I brought up about, you know, if I'm with you, and I guess the verbiage I used was if you ever made a mistake or a boneheaded play or something. I was not referring to that whatsoever.
Right, Luke.
I was referring
Who's
to
the bonehead
in the
now?
future.
Well, you did say, like, it felt like a slap in the face.
I don't want to say you're twisting my words, but
Throughout the show, we're able to see Hannah's personal growth, finding her identity as a woman as she takes control over her own sexuality and embraces herself as a woman. Toward the end of every Bachelor season, there is something called Fantasy Suite Week. Fantasy Suites are the first time the contestants can spend time alone with Hannah aside from all the cameras. Hannah and her 4 remaining men, Tyler C., Luke P., Jed, and Peter, are all headed to Greece for Fantasy Suite dates. And let me tell you, it won't be pretty. The Luke drama is still not over. Luke P. was eliminated during Fantasy Suite Week for being so judgmental about how their shared faith played into Hannah's decision to be sexually intimate with other contestants. Let's see what Luke has to say.
like, I don't believe that's something that you should be doing. And I just want to make sure you're not going to be, you know, sexually intimate with, you know, the other relationships here.
Okay.
Like, I totally have all the trust in the world for you. But at the same time, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Like, if you told me you're having sex.
The right to do that, because you're not my husband. And you're not.
Can I cut you off for a second?
No.
Okay.
It's just that you're questioning me, that you're judging me, and feel like you have the right to when you don't at this point. Sex might be a sin out of marriage. Pride is a sin too, and I feel like this is like a pride thing.
Let's say you've had sex with all these other relationships. All of them. I'm willing to do or work through anything. You're right, I don't have.
But you just
the
said
right
you were
to
gonna
ask you that,
leave.
but to me, I just want to know what's going on.
I'm a grown woman and can make my own decisions, and I'm not strapped to a man right now.
Period.
Just being real, like,
Yeah, be real.
I can understand a slip up. But like with all of them, I mean, that's kind of where I was going with that. If like you were just like, you know what, I want to just have sex with everyone and see what it's like. Then yeah, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna talk to you, but you know what, like, I'm out of here.
This scene in The Bachelorette speaks to a larger issue, that many people consider themselves religious, however are also strong feminists like Hannah. Hannah explains through her actions that there is a very distinct line between being religious and valuing yourself as an individual. Luke P. was hypocritical throughout the whole show because he was not a virgin. He changed his ways after an incident that happened in a shower. But he was still so quick to judge Hannah. Luke made her feel inferior for the decisions that she had made in her life. Luke Parker is a representation of the traditional patriarchal Christian faiths. He is also a metaphor for the repercussions of control and dominance of males over women relationships. The feminist movement was a really big part of 2019, the time The Bachelorette aired. Hannah Brown used her role as a bachelorette as a way to represent what it's like being a Christian feminist. By embracing her independence and decisiveness, she proves to all women that you do not need to settle for any man that does not meet your standards. She sought to bring awareness to the equality of women morally, socially, and spiritually. Hannah Brown valued herself and did not seek validation from anyone or anything. Despite the hate she received after the show aired, being slut-shamed and Christian-shamed, she remained true to herself.
I want to say, Bachelor Nation, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this whole thing with Luke and him just being on our television screens for so long. Way longer than really any of us ever desired.
And one final message for Peter from Hannah.
You have had sex.
Say what?
Yeah. And Jesus still loves me.